To result in inspection, choose an inspection from your job list. So on the left-hand side of our screen, we have our job list with today's jobs and then a job for tomorrow. So I have 3 inspections between today and tomorrow. So we're going to touch the very first one, which you're going to want to look at your inspections prior to leaving so you can look at the request comments and anything else that the requester had to say. So here we know we're doing a residential mechanical inspection, a rough mechanical. Request comments say the key is under the doormat. So these comments are only viewable by the inspectors or jurisdiction staff. No one else can view this info. So the inspector would know where to find the key. Any other message or request can be put there. We've got the citizen's name, Joe Citizen in this case, their phone number, and we can look at all of that information. If I go on to the next one, I can see that they want me to call 1 hour before arriving, so I'm going to have to keep that in mind. And again, that's just a request from the contractor, from the homeowner, to have some contact before arriving. Once you've looked at all the information, you've got your directions, and you've arrived at the job site, you can go ahead and result the inspection. To do that, touch Result Inspection on the bottom of the details screen. And you're going to have the option to then start with adding pictures, then proceed to your inspection status, start and end time if you want to enter that information, and then you can enter standard, favorite, or recent comments. You then have the option to add your signature as an inspector and even get the contractor to sign if there was a necessity for that. It's not required, but we do have the tools available here. So we'll start at the top with photos. Let's touch photos, and it's going to ask us, do we want to use the camera on our device or do we want to use our photo library? For this case, I'm going to use my photo library and select a picture I took of just a black screen. I've gone ahead and selected it by going into my library, touching it, and clicking done. It adds it to my photos, and I can do that as many times as I want. In order to edit that picture, you can touch on it, you can view it, you can rename it, or you can add an annotation. And by doing add an annotation, you can rotate it, draw on it, crop, resize, add a sticker or text. You can see here when I touch sticker that we've got some preloaded stickers with arrows that you can then move, expand, or resize, and then add any other things you want for visual aids on the picture. And once you're done, you can touch OK. Again, you can enter text by doing new text, entering your text, minimizing your keyboard, and now we can go in and we can actually change the color. We can choose what font we want to use. So I'll just scroll through here and we'll do copper plate. I'm going to change the color to red so we can actually see it, and then you can move the text around anywhere you want. I can click OK and I'm done with it, and then touch done. So that picture will now be available to the contractor. It'll be attached to the inspection report if you want to send an inspection report with the pictures. It'll also be attached to the record or to the permit in the document section so the contractor can access it online anytime they want. Once we're done adding any pictures, we can choose the inspection status from the list. I'm going to choose denied here, and then choose to enter start time, and we'll say that it took me a minute to do it, or 5 minutes, whatever it takes. You can use that if you want. And then we move down to our comments. So the first way to enter a comment is touch inside the box and type them in. Second way is touch inside the box and touch the microphone, which is located to the left of the space bar, which will allow you to dictate text into the comment section. And it works fairly well and is fairly accurate. The other way we can enter comments is adding standard, favorite, or recent comments. So we'll look at standard comments. When I touch standard comments, it gives me the option to choose my Write It, Cite It list, which then I have the ability to look at the entire Write It, Cite It list. Now, this Write It, Cite It list is not a complete code listing. It is just a list of Write It, Cite It terms. Now, you can add any favorites you want at any time, but this is the list that we've provided. You'll notice if I touch one of them, it's going to go ahead and drop it right into my comments section. And if I want to add another one, I'll press standard again, touch right beside it, and then I can go in and choose another one. It is going to add some separation there for formatting. The other thing I can do is I can use the search function on the top of right beside it. And when I touch in there, I can then search for keywords. So here I'm going to enter UFER, which is an electrical term for UFER ground, and it says grounding electrode not installed properly. I could choose that one if I wanted, or if I wanted to add that to my favorites, all I have to do is touch the little star that's to the left of it, and you'll notice it's going to fill in with the color orange. By doing that, we've added that to our favorites. So I'm going to go ahead and press done. I'm going to touch that one and add it. So now you can see I've got 3 code sections in here, or right beside it comments that I've put. If I go to favorite, you can see the grounding electrode that I just put in there is already saved to my favorites, and you can do that at any time. Once you're done adding your comments, you can always type, or if you want to go back and add numbers or anything, formatting, you can do your contractor signature. You can also add the name, and done. Then the back arrow, and we can go on to inspector signature. Once I'm completely done, I can press submit, and it's going to ask me, do you want to result the inspection? Yes, I do. I'll touch yes. You'll notice that it automatically transitioned into in the queue with the status that I gave it of denied. So it is in the queue right now, and you can see it just transitioned from being in the queue to being successful. It turned green, letting me know that it was successfully transmitted. Now I have the ability to go back in and view the report in 4 ways. So the first report that I can view, and this is the report that you can print, email, and share with the customer. The top one, which is inspection summary report, when I touch that one, that's going to give me the traditional standard report that we're used to seeing. But this is the only report that the pictures will attach to. So you notice here on my report, my picture's attached, and I can go ahead and send this report, print, or do anything else that I want with it. So here's the first inspection report with the pictures. The next 3 are pretty specific. If you're using an Android device, you can use the Android one, or you can use mobile inspection result or the summary. And by touching on those, we can actually see what they're going to look like and preview them before we send them out. Again, the only one that will send with the pictures is going to be the top one, which is our inspection summary report. So here I've got my inspection summary report. You're always going to want to look at the inspection date to make sure it's got a time and date stamp to know that you've actually submitted it. And then once I'm ready to share it, I can go ahead and touch the email button. It's going to bring up all the applicants or all the contacts associated with the record. Because we're doing testing, we've got some fake contact information in here, but let's pretend that's not the person I want to choose. I can touch OK, and it's still going to open up my email and allow me to touch and then address it to who I want. And in this case, I'll send it to myself. I can add text anywhere I want. I can edit this freely, but you'll notice that this report that I'm sending is going to have the pictures on it, and I can send it to as many people as I want. When I send it, it's going to send the report, and then I can go into my email, and if I want to verify that it's sent, I can look in the sent box of my email. But that one's done. I'm going to touch done, and now I'm going to come over to my job list and show you that when you refresh your job list, That's still going to stay on there. You'll have access to it anytime you refresh your job list. If you actually touch job list, it's going to do a different reset. Go back and get all of your jobs that are not completed and update your job list that way. So that's how you result an inspection. Send the summary report. You can do the same thing. Instead of emailing, you can touch the print button and go through printing.